But what is grief, if not love persevering?
Why you gotta do me like that, man? I was dropping the best lines in the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. God damn it, man. Calm down. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we will be ranking all 9 episodes of WandaVision from the worst to the best. Now, before we get into it, I have 2 things to say. First, you're probably wondering about this Thanos hoodie. Well, I wanted to wear it in one of these Marvel videos, and this was the first one that came up. So, get to wear Thanos, and there's no reference to him well, no, that's not true. He is referenced. Okay. Anyways, and the second thing I want to say is that I think none of these episodes are actually bad. Even though the lowest one's gonna look bad, it's not actually bad. I like every single one of these episodes and have enjoyed the whole series. So let's get into it, ranking all 9 WandaVision episodes from the worst to the best. Coming off at number 9, we have episode 3, Now in Color. Now this one is just kind of a forgettable episode. The only thing I can remember from this episode is that Wanda gets pregnant and she has babies. That's the only thing I can remember. Everything else is just kind of all blurred. That's why it's pretty low down. It's just not an interesting episode from what I can remember. It had an interesting theme to it. I really like that. It was like the 70s, I believe. Yeah, really like that, but everything else, not the funnest episode to watch. Moving on to number 8, we have episode 1, Film Before a Live Studio Audience. Now this one, I really like these first 2 episodes just because like the 4x3 black and white, I would have never imagined Marvel doing that, and I'm so happy they did because that's probably my favorite type of movies, like the aesthetics of a movie. I really like that part of it. That's why I love The Lighthouse and was a little bit disappointed with Mank because it wasn't 4x3, but hey. Marvel did it very well, and I think the thing that made this episode so special is because, hey, I was excited for Wonder Woman 1984 and got very disappointed, and then I wasn't excited for like these new Marvel things because I'm like, oh god. Like I was excited for like a couple, maybe like Thor, Love and Thunder and the Eternals, but that's about it. But when WandaVision, like I watched the first episode of WandaVision, I was totally surprised and loved the first 2 episodes, the first 2 episodes, and then loved the series. And I think that's why I really like this one. It's not too high just because, you know, it's a starting episode, you don't know much about it, but really like the episode, and I couldn't wait to watch the other ones. Moving on to number 7, we have episode 4, We Interrupt This Program. Now, episode 4 was like kind of the outside world, and we got to learn to really like these new characters like Jimmy Woo. Like when I saw him in Ant-Man and the Wasp, I did not like him, but now he's like one of my favorite MCU characters. He's so awesome. And Monica Rambeau, she's really good too. I can't wait to see what comes next from her. And then we got to learn about Hayward. We all had these theories about him. He's like, it's Mephisto, and you know, spoiler, he's not Mephisto. Anyways, this episode is really fun. I really enjoyed this one. Really like them making like very good connections. Like we wouldn't expect this. No one like really thought like, okay, this is what's gonna happen in this like oh yeah, we got to know Darcy. I didn't think she was in this one, but now thinking about it, yeah, Darcy was in it, and we were like, who's the one writing the notes in like the 3rd episode? Yeah, and then it was just Darcy. So that was pretty cool. I really liked how they did it with that. Very cool episode. Moving on to number 6, we have episode 2, Don't Touch That Dial. Now, this one is probably the funniest episode in the whole show. I was laughing throughout the whole episode. It was just so fun. It was a blast. I do really like this episode. Now, it's not really like connected. Like there is that one part on the radio where it's like, Wanda, who's doing this to you? And it's like, oh, what happened there? And they don't really go back to that. And then you have the end with like the beehive guy coming out of the sewers. It didn't really explain anything, just made us ask more questions about the show. But I think this episode was just really fun. Love the 60s vibe of it. Moving on to number 5, we have episode 6, An All New Halloween Spooktacular. Now this one was interesting because I do really like this one. Like, it's not too high just because it's a little bit odd. But you know, the intro at the start, Malcolm in the Middle, like theme was really good. I really loved that. I thought that was probably my favorite intro in the whole WandaVision series. I thought it was cool how they kind of did a one-shot. Like, I could tell where they did the cuts, but really cool how they did that intro. And we got to learn more about, like, Evan Peters as Quicksilver, which we learned wasn't Quicksilver, but we did kind of, like, think, oh, wait, who is this? Like, it tried to answer questions, but then gave us more questions. Really weird. Some of the jokes inside of this one were pretty good, like Evan Peters calling Vision a booger.
Whoa, sweet costume, bro, Ham-in-Law. Let me guess. Traffic light. Half-shuck corn. A booger.
Yes.
Yes!
That was top tier jokey. Alright, anyways, moving on to number 4, we have episode 5 on a very special episode. Now this one, crazy. This was the one where Evan Peters came in and everyone's like, what just happened? Like, is this Quicksilver? Who is this? And they were saying he was recast. It was really weird, but it was just mind-boggling. There's so many great moments in this episode, though. It was really weird. I will tell you that the kids growing up, like, in a split second. Very strange, but like the intro. Again, another great intro. All these intros are so good. It was like Full House, and I did watch those types of shows, so it was really cool to see how they did that in WandaVision. I just laughed throughout the intro. They did it so well. I didn't think Marvel could do this type of stuff, but it seems they can. The whole episode is just a blast. I love it so much. Moving on to third place, we have episode 9, the series finale. Now, the series finale was really good, but also really disappointing because it's like Paul Bettany, we all know. I don't think I need to tell you who he is. If you don't know, he's Vision. He's the actor of Vision. But he said that there was going to be a surprise cameo at the end of the series. We never got it. But the director did say we wouldn't get one, and he was right. Now, I kept on getting rumors, oh, Magneto's gonna be in it, and I'm like, there's no way Magneto's gonna be in WandaVision, and he wasn't. I was right. But, it just did feel like a little bit disappointing, because it was all building up to this one big thing, and then it's just, Mephisto wasn't in it, Magneto, Mr. Fantastic, who else did we want? Quicksilver or something? We wanted that, but we never got it. We got Agatha, and she wasn't even that good of an actor. I'm sorry. But the good stuff about this one is Wanda looked so sick in that Scarlet Witch costume. I didn't think they could do it well, but they sure as hell did. That looked awesome. It looked like a mix of Magneto and like her Halloween costume. So cool. I can't wait to see it in like Avengers movies and that, or Doctor Strange too. And then you also get some very good moments inside this episode. I think the last moment inside the episode, spoilers, when Wanda is saying goodbye to Vision is just so beautiful and so well done. It's like, he says, we've said goodbye before, so this will probably just be see you again. He said it better than me, but it was so well done, and Vision is the best. He's so awesome, and I can't wait to see him come back in future projects. Anyways, moving on to our runner-up, we have episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall. And I think some people have this lower on their list. I don't know why. I sure as hell don't, because this is a mix of the shows that I grew up with. I didn't grow up with Modern Family, but The Office is a show that I grew up with, and I love it so much. What they did with like the zoom-ins, them looking at the camera, it's just so cool. I so love that so much, and this episode did that perfectly. And then at the end, you know, we get the reveal of Agatha. You know, she's not a very good actor, so I'm like, oh, yeah, we all saw it coming anyways. But Marvel made a very catchy theme with that and made it a whole lot better. I did really like that. But there's just so many cool aspects of this episode with the zoom-ins and that type of stuff that I'm like, this is so good. Even the music, the background music is just so good. And that's why I love episode 7 so much. But moving on to number 1, we have episode 8, Previously On. I love this episode so much because at first it wasn't. I think episode 7 was still my favorite, but episode 8 just turned into my favorite just because it was like so many great moments about Wanda's backstory, and it shows how much grief she has been through in her life. And then there's that one moment at the start of the video you saw of Vision saying, "What is grief but not love persevering?" And when I heard that, I was like, damn, this dude is still dropping knowledge bombs throughout the MCU, and it's so good. It's just such a good episode. And at the end, we get White Vision coming in. That was so sick. Everyone's like, whoa, wait a minute. They're really going into the comics here. And I just love this so much. That episode was so beautiful and so well done about like grief and stuff. I love that episode so much. So that has been my WandaVision series ranking. Tell me your list down below in the comment section. Share your ranking of all 9 WandaVision episodes ranked. And also check out my Letterbox list to see my top 30 favorite films of all time. I'll add some more stuff of my 2021 favorite films, probably my 2020 favorite films. And also, subscribe. We are at the verge of hitting 3,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button right now. Now, I'm not trying to be forceful or anything, but, be nice.